Hi guys, I have 475,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I figured I better make a thank you video. I owe everybody one from 400 and 450 and I haven't gotten around to it. I might actually owe you guys one from 350 and life is really busy and my neighbors are having like an absolutely amazing party. Sad that I'm not over there rocking out with them, but I am in my garden studio and I wanted to take a few minutes and answer your questions. I said for a 475K thank you video I would do an AMA, so here we are, let's do it. I posted across a bunch of different platforms and I just realized I'm wearing my tank top backwards. This is how amazing. I filmed a video earlier today and I had like green onion in my front teeth and now I realize I've been wearing my shirt. Okay, I'm a hot mess. Anybody else find it's just really hard to like get up and get through the day and like function with any level of effectiveness at all? Okay, so while I continue to be a hot mess, let's answer your questions. AMA, I said you could ask me about myself or my garden or gardening tips or political stuff, whatever you want, and I'll try and talk about it. I cannot get through all of these, but I will just randomly pick some. So we've got my neighbor's party to serenade us as we, and also song sparrows. If you hear that, maids, put on your tea, cattle, that's a song sparrow. If you hear kind of a high-pitched, reedy, like seedy kind of sound, that's Anna's hummingbirds. They're both really active right now. Also scrub jays and crows are making a lot of noise, and also you can hear airplanes because I live near the airport. I also live near a railroad. It's interesting how much like city noise I'm just oblivious to until I go to edit a video or somebody comments in a video and they're like, oh, I hear that train. You must live near this location, or I also live near, I've just totally tuned it out. One of the things about going to Mendocino that really hit for me was how quiet it is. Oh my gosh, it's so loud living in the city. It's so loud. And there's all of this background noise that you just get used to, and the silence is so different. The other thing is the amount of light pollution in the city, and then when you go out to the country, how beautiful and expansive the sky is and how many stars you can see and how dark it is at night. I love that. That's one of the things I miss most about living in Siletz, was just how you feel more connected to the universe and nature because you don't have so much noise and light pollution. Anyway, okay, let's take an easy question. If I visit Oregon, what should I go see? Gosh, it's so hard for me to pick. So let me give you a couple of things that I recommend to folks who come to Oregon. My favorite beach in Oregon is Oceanside outside of Tillamook. I think it has the best agates in the state. We don't have like great seashells in Oregon, but we have great agates. Yeah, Oceanside outside of Tillamook, although you really can't go wrong going to anywhere in Lincoln County, Central Oregon coast. Any of those beaches are going to be great. There's some good tide pools in Seal Rock. I also recommend kind of the touristy things that people enjoy, going to Multnomah Falls, although you have to get a ticket, I think now. If you go during tourist season, you have to book it in advance. I really like Bridal Veil Falls. My family really likes it. That's our favorite place to go for a quick family hike. It's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick. It depends on what time of year you come. For me, there's no part of Oregon that I've been to that I have not immediately fallen in love with. I have not been out to Eastern Oregon other than to drive through for Derby. So I haven't explored a lot of those places. I would love to go to John Day. I would love to go to, oh gosh, like tons of places in Eastern Oregon that I haven't seen yet. I think Bend is gorgeous. The drive between Portland and Bend is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. When we've driven down to Mendocino, one of the things I love is watching as you drive down the coast how much everything changes. The composition of the species, you move from different biome to different biome, the landscape really changes. Oregon is so incredibly diverse. It's really difficult for me to pick. Obviously, if you come to Portland, you need to go to Powell's City of Books. I love going to Powell's and just getting lost in the bookstore. My kids, we all just like fan out and spend way too much time reading. It's not too much time, so it's a day well spent going to Powell's. Oh my gosh, I could take the rest of this video and talk about places to see in Oregon. When you've lived here for 2 decades, like I love this state. It's so beautiful. The people here are so good. The land is so beautiful. You have the mountains, you have forests, you have the ocean. It's just incredibly geologically and ecologically diverse and just stunning state. But let's get to some other questions. Okay, what's the hardest thing about being a parent? I think the hardest thing about being a parent is letting your children fail and not being tempted to rescue them, right? Letting them face the consequences of their actions, letting them experience failure, which is very healthy and it's how people learn. we live in such a high pressure society where kids like need to be successful from day one, right? How you do in high school determines what college you will get into, which determines what grad school you'll get into, which determines what job you'll get. And the pressure is so high on like 14-year-old children, right? And to understand that children learn through failure, and failure is not a bad thing. We stigmatize failing in this country, but like that's how children learn. So it can be really put on us as parents and really internalized to want to rescue our children. And for me, to let my kids feel their feelings, including sadness and being disappointed in themselves, in failing, that's really hard. It's hard to watch your kids struggle with those hard experiences, difficult experiences, when they're not always their best selves, or they do something that they regret, or they just struggle, right? That's part of life, and that's part of letting your children experience the fullness and richness of life, but it's not easy. Oh gosh, I realized I should have been reading people's names with the questions. I will do that starting now. Robin P79 says, how were you able to schedule and contain your crying to a specific time of day? Oh, Robin, I actually have talked about this, that I give myself, if I need to, like 5 or 10 minutes, set a timer, and I just like have a complete meltdown. And then I'm like, okay, I get it all out of my system. And then I'm able to continue to function. That's something that I'm pretty good at, compartmentalizing. I don't want to do serenity now and pretend that I'm not sad and that things aren't hard and that I don't have feelings and that my feelings don't scare me sometimes. I want to be able to release those feelings and move on. I don't have a great answer for that other than just practice. And sometimes when I feel like I'm on the verge of melting down, I'm like, okay, but when I get through this thing, then it will be time to set the timer, and then I can cry or be sad or freak out for the next 10 minutes, get it all out, and then move on. Campy 2012 says, here's my question. Recently I heard a TikTok farmer state that permaculture is a cult. Are there cult-like elements to permaculture? Well, you need charismatic leaders to have a cult, and I made a video many years ago about gurus in permaculture, and I think that there are some folks who would like to turn permaculture into a cult, and they would like to be the head of it. They would like to be the charismatic leader. That's for sure. But permaculture itself is not a cult, because it is not an organization that is run by one person. There is no set charismatic leader, and it is based around the 12 design principles and the 3 ethics of earth care, people care, and fair share. And so there's nothing in it that really would align with any of the characteristics of a cult. I would love to know what their reasoning is. If you have a link to that video and what their justification is or their belief is that permaculture is a cult rather than just like a set of design principles, I would love to know. But I do agree that in any kind of group where people are wanting to do something different or wanting to envision something that is countercultural, that wants to shift the way the culture functions, you will find people who want to exploit that and become charismatic leaders. And so I think it's really important that we not guru-ify anybody in permaculture at all. That was a really good question, actually. Thank you for that. Are you a Portland Thorns fan? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to say I am not a sports ball fan. I'm a big roller derby fan. I reffed roller derby and was an NSO for roller derby for many years at Rose City Rollers. I don't really watch sports ball. I played basketball. My husband played college football. But we don't really watch sports. I'm not opposed to the concept of sports. I'm opposed to Tina Kotek and the Oregon legislature spending $600 million of taxpayer money renovating the Moda Center to try and keep the trailblazers here. I don't think that we should be using climate mitigation money and taxpayer dollars to try and keep sports teams owned by billionaires in our cities. I don't see that as being a good investment, a good use of our tax dollars. Okay, last question. Do you still teach permaculture to people in Parkrose? So I don't have my PDC. I'm not technically a permaculture designer. I did teach workshops for a long time on beekeeping and urban poultry and food forest design, and I would do garden tours. I've not done that in a long time. The reason that I started my YouTube channel is so that people could access all of the things I do here online. I can only have about 20 to 25 people in my garden at once, and my children actually requested that I not do workshops on my own property anymore because this is their home. And so as long as I have kids living here, I won't be doing workshops here on my property. That's part of the reason that I'm looking to get property elsewhere, is because I would be able to do workshops there, but I want to respect this is my kids' home as well as mine. So for now, no. Okay, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to 475,000.